Folks, in my 20 years in the league, from scouting college phenoms to dissecting NFL trades that reshaped dynasties, I've never seen anything quite like this. This isn't just a whisper in the halls of NFL franchises, nor is it a mere footnote for your usual off-season chatter. This is a seismic shift, a tidal wave of a rumor that's been rippling through every executive office from coast to coast. And trust me, when you've been in the trenches of the NFL as long as I have, you learn to differentiate between the mundane and the monumental. This, my friends, is firmly in the latter category. But before we dive deep into the heart of this potential mega trade, let's talk about the players involved, the teams in dire need, and why this move could redefine the framework of the upcoming NFL season. It's the kind of thing that makes you want to grab your popcorn and settle in, because if it happens, it'll be the blockbuster event of the year. Now, let's shift our focus to the Washington Commanders and dissect why they might be the ideal candidates to make an audacious move like this. When you look at the Commanders, especially from a strategic and analytical standpoint, the team has shown substantial potential, yet certain glaring weaknesses have held them back from making a significant playoff run. At the helm is Dan Quinn, a defensive mastermind known for his time leading the Legion of Boom in Seattle. His focus on creating a formidable secondary is well documented, and the fingerprints of his defensive philosophy are evident as he's tried to instill a similar rigor in Washington. However, despite his expertise and attempts to solidify the defense, the Commanders have struggled to find that one cornerstone safety who can command the backfield. Their secondary, although not without talent, lacks the authoritative presence and playmaking ability that could elevate the unit from good to elite. When breaking down film from their recent games, it's apparent that opposing offenses have exploited the inconsistencies in their safety play, often targeting the middle and deep third of the field with success. Analytics back this up, showing that the Commanders have given up one of the higher passer ratings when targeting the deep middle zones, an area a dynamic safety would be pivotal in securing. The Commanders' defensive struggles are further highlighted by their inability to consistently generate turnovers, a metric that is often a barometer for defensive success. They finished in the bottom third of the league in turnovers forced, indicating a lack of playmakers who can change the momentum of a game. Enter the solution, a player who has the potential to single-handedly address these deficiencies and more. A player like Jaquan Brisker, if available, would not only fill a positional need, but could transform the identity of Washington's defense as a whole. And now, the reveal you've been waiting for, the solution to the Commanders' defensive woes, is none other than Jaquan Brisker. Let's break down why he's the perfect fit and a player worthy of the buzz. Brisker has been a stalwart for the Chicago Bears, a physical downhill safety who thrives when near the line of scrimmage. He's the kind of player who brings not just skill, but also an infectious energy and leadership quality that any team would be eager to embrace. Taking a closer look at his film, Brisker is a true technician of the game. His 2023 season was nothing short of exceptional. Over 15 games, he recorded 105 combined tackles, 66 of which were solo efforts that speak volumes of his tackling prowess. His ability to read plays and react with precision makes him a standout blitzer, a skill underlined by his timely sack against Matthew Stafford most recently. That sack, a 7-yard loss for the Rams, was a textbook execution of not just speed, but also timing and instinct. The statistics back up the eye test. In the 2023 season, he also demonstrated a knack for getting his hands on the ball, with 9 pass deflections, 2 forced fumbles, and an interception. These stats highlight his role as a versatile defender, capable of playing both in the box and covering in the secondary. Even more impressive was his game against the Detroit Lions in December 2023, where he amassed 17 tackles, deflected 2 passes, and forced a fumble. Such performances underscore his ability to be a game-changer. Advanced metrics further elevate his profile. His Pro Football Focus grade of 66.7 in 2023 might not be staggering, yet his impact on the field goes beyond numbers. Scouts and analysts rave about his physicality and play recognition. He's a safety who can do it all: blitz, tackle, cover, and lead. The very definition of a complete player that can anchor a secondary. So why wouldn't a team like Washington, looking for that X factor, not jump at the chance to bring him aboard? As we explore the mechanics of this potential trade, it's important to understand both the potential and pitfalls that come with a transaction of this magnitude. For Washington, acquiring Brisker wouldn't just be a matter of swapping players. It would involve complex negotiations, especially given his contract status. Brisker originally signed a 4-year, $7.35 million rookie deal with $3.56 million guaranteed. This means his cap hit is manageable compared to other high-profile players, yet the lack of a contract extension looms large. To pull off such a trade, Washington could leverage their current assets, potentially offering draft picks to sweeten the deal. They might look to offer a second-round pick, perhaps coupled with a mid-tier player to entice Chicago. The Bears, knowing Brisker is approaching free agency and likely to attract offers beyond their reach due to salary cap constraints, might see this as an opportunity to secure value now rather than lose him for nothing later. This trade would involve precise cap management, especially considering Chicago's potential financial commitments elsewhere. Salary cap gymnastics would certainly play a role. For Washington, making room for Brisker's contract, as well as planning for a potential extension, requires foresight. They would likely need to restructure existing contracts or make tough decisions on player personnel to accommodate the financial implications. However, the payoff could be monumental, a fortified defense capable of going toe-to-toe with the best defenses in the league. Should this trade come to fruition, the implications for both teams are multifaceted. Washington stands to gain tremendously, not just in performance but in morale and identity. Having a player of Brisker's caliber could rally the defensive unit and address the very weaknesses that have cost them games. For Chicago, while losing a valuable player is never easy, the draft capital or players they receive in return could help them build for the future, allowing them to address other areas of need. When analyzing Brisker's potential fit within Washington's scheme, it's a near-perfect marriage of player and system. Under Dan Quinn, a coach renowned for crafting elite defenses, Brisker's skills would be maximized. His ability to blitz aligns with Quinn's aggressive defensive strategies, and his proficiency near the line of scrimmage complements the commander's need for a physical presence in the secondary. He can play a role similar to that of a versatile chess piece, akin to Cam Chancellor during Quinn's Seattle years. Comparing Brisker to players Quinn has worked with in the past provides further insight into his potential impact. His physical style and all-around ability are reminiscent of the safeties that thrived under Quinn. He's a player who can lead by example and elevate those around him, a crucial element for any team with playoff aspirations. This could be transformative for the Commanders, who have shown flashes but lacked consistency in the defensive backfield. In terms of projected impact, Brisker's presence could immediately elevate Washington's defense, making them a more formidable opponent. The best-case scenario sees him not only covering the deficiencies in pass coverage, but also contributing to a rise in turnovers, a critical factor in winning tight contests. Should he adapt quickly, he could become the linchpin of the defense, allowing other talents on the team to flourish. Conversely, the worst-case scenario might involve an adjustment period, where his presence doesn't yet translate into immediate improvements, though given his track record, even in challenging circumstances, the upside remains strong. In my professional opinion, should this trade go through, it could be the spark that the Washington Commanders need to turn the tide in their favor. Brisker's presence fills a glaring gap and aligns perfectly with their defensive aspirations under Quinn. For fans and analysts alike, the anticipation of seeing how he integrates into this defense is immense. Keep an eye on early reports and insider chatter as negotiations progress. These will be your best indicators of where the deal is heading. As for the timeline of this potential trade, we might see developments as early as the coming weeks. If talks intensify, expect an announcement before the draft, allowing both teams to recalibrate their strategies ahead of the new season. This isn't just a maneuver for a player. It's a calculated risk aimed at transforming a franchise. Should it happen, ready your jerseys and gear up because the landscape of the NFC could be on the brink of a dramatic shift.